SH is on social media. In today's episode, we weigh the expectations versus the realities of social media.
There is an attachment to it. There is an addiction to it. I do notice it. I do see it.
Surpagop staff read mean tweets. And we feature the ever-social Monsieur Guillaume Lamontagne.
Alors, tu te sens un peu étranger dans ta propre province, dans ton propre pays, mais en même temps, ça amène aussi une découverte.
I'm Tamar Khishkhishan and you're watching
SHTV!
Welcome to SHTV. As teenagers, it's pretty obvious that we are obsessed with social media. So now let's start with some realities versus expectations.
I think the word obsessed is a bit too strong. I would say we give a lot of attention to how we're perceived on social media. So I believe that if ever we kind of just give up using it, life would still go on and we would still be good.
Obsessed is a big word, but I'm gonna have to say yes on that one. My son is 14, and whether it's PlayStation, whether it's an iPad or an iPhone or watch, there is an attachment to it. There is an addiction to it. I do notice it. I do see it. And it does worry me, yet I can't take it away from him. I do see that there is a social connection. There is something that comes out of it that is positive, but definitely obsession, yes.
That's a tough question. And long term, not only mental health, but I think it basically, it plays out, and it has some negative sides as well. So I mean, you definitely have to monitor the usage, whether it be a younger individual or an older one, or like our age. And it's got its bad sides, and it's got its good side as well. I mean, I'm not an avid user of social media. I don't even have a Facebook account. I barely use Instagram, and I find I don't have the patience for it myself. So I mean, if it's somebody that is really addicted to these platforms, it could be problematic. And it could lead to sometimes the depression, and it really varies from one person to the other. So yeah, it can be tough.
Absolutely. It's just another platform like any other platform that would contribute to a mental breakdown. Whether it's a written letter, whether it's a phone call, social media is just another way to contribute to that. So my answer, yes, it is.
I think it can harm people's mental health because there's certain expectations that social media promotes and a certain facade of reality that if you don't know what's reality and what's fiction, especially when it comes to social media, you get a very, how do I say this? A very different approach to what is real. Oh, that's a good question. I think it can have a negative impact, but also I feel like there's a positive towards too. A lot of people use social media to benefit their careers and promote their businesses, but if you don't know the dangers of social media, it can also be a horrible experience for that person and it can affect them in a very negative way.
I believe that social media by itself isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's how we use it that could impact our future. So if we are properly educated on how to use social media, and if we use it for all the right reasons, it could definitely impact us positively. Whereas if, of course, we fall under all the negative consequences, like I said, associating it with your self-worth for the attention, then it could negatively impact your future.
Social media will have a negative and a positive impact on your future. It's choosing how you use it. It's seeing the good and the bad, using it beyond that if you are able to, for the good that it could bring you, for the benefits that it could bring you, for the connections that it could make for you. But it can also contribute to negative stuff. So it is up to the user to understand that, to understand the parameters, and work their way around it.
First of all, it's important to note that technology and social media are two different things. Yes, definitely we depend on technology just because our society nowadays is surrounded by technology. So phones, computers, anything, machines in hospitals. I mean, all these things are technology, but they're used to enhance our lives and to make them better. So definitely it's a good thing to depend on those technologies, but to depend on social media, that's a whole different story.
Phone to be used as a cell phone only for dialing out, and it's important for some families. I would still consider that after the age of 15. And if you're going to be using it as a full smartphone with all its functionalities, then I would say after 16 years old, I think it's monitored, obviously.
As soon as the kid will be going out on his own, her own, doing things outside of the house, it's always good to have a link with that person, with your son, daughter. Whether it's 10, whether it's 14, whether it's 16, if you feel like you need to get in touch with that individual, with your son, again, your daughter, that's the age I find appropriate to have a phone. I don't monitor him. A couple of hours, not more than 3 is how I see it. There are rules in the house. You do your homework, you do your physical activities, you do your chores, and then you are allowed to use your devices. For homework, I don't think I would count that as monitoring. If it's necessary, I don't consider it as something I need to, watch over. But whether it's video games or just watching videos or social media, I would say maybe a couple of hours daily at the max.
So as I mentioned, they only use it over the weekend, and we give them the opportunity to use it Saturday, Sunday, and it's a few hours each day. So other than that, they don't have any other devices to use.
My daily average is 4 hours and 30 minutes.
That's a very funny question if you ask, but I would say like 10 hours a day or even more depending on my mood.
Although technology and social media has its benefits, sometimes it's better to log off and enjoy life.
Instead of going on social media, you can always find a new hobby, for example, drawing. It will increase your creativity.
Instead of going on social media, go play cards with your friends. Hey Lori, do you have a 10? Go fish. You have king? I do. Thank you. Hey Yesenia, do you have a 2? No. Go fish. It's like a cucumber, but it's not a cucumber. Apple. No. It's like a cucumber, but it's not. It looks like a cucumber. It's like more like zucchini. Yeah. It's in the Reese's. Peanut butter? Yeah. Let's go.
Instead of going on social media, I like to read books.
Organizing and cleaning up is a productive alternative to spending time on social media.
can do gymnastics.
Now it's time for our first commercial break, but first let's leave you with a secondary one, social media safety tips.
Are you an Armenian business owner looking for free advertisement? SHTV is your best solution. All you have to do is send us a commercial, whether it is a product you're selling or a service you are providing. The commercial can be a quick montage or anything that you wish to make. Make sure to please follow these simple guidelines. Make sure your camera is horizontal and that you are providing the best audio as well as visual quality. Do not hesitate to contact any of these emails if you have any questions. Hope to hear from you soon!
Welcome back to SHTV. Imagine being a secondary 5 looking back at who you were in secondary 1. In this next clip, we will see the beginning of this experience.
Throughout high school, everyone changes drastically. Whether it's mentally or physically or your voice gets deeper, everyone has to go through some change in high school. So what if you're a Sec 5 student and you can look back upon yourself in Sec 1 and see throughout the years how much you changed? Well, we gave one of our Secondary 1 students that opportunity.
My name is Arli Kelayan. I'm 14. I'm in 7th grade. I can roll my tongue. I have a lot of favorite movies, but currently it's Knives Out. I can't choose between science and English. I usually listen to pop music. I always wanted to, but I never got the chance because of COVID. I mainly use Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. So I usually wake up at 6:20 in the morning because I take the bus and I go to school. When I come back, I do my homework, and then when I have time, I watch Netflix, and then I go to bed. This is something that nobody has ever done before, and I think it's a great way to show other people how our school works, and it's gonna go great, and I can't wait to watch the first episode. I think I'm too young to think about college, and I never really thought about it, and I still don't know any colleges. I always wanted to become a detective because I like mystery and I like solving them. I'm really proud of how well I'm doing in science class. My goal is to pass history class. I spent some quality time with my family on my last birthday, and it was really fun. The teachers have original ideas for projects. That's what makes the students motivated, and they work harder to get the thing done. I want to say I'm supportive and helpful to my friends. I need to listen in class more. That's like one of my biggest weaknesses. I regret that I didn't study enough for my last history exam and I failed. I want to listen in class more to do better on my exams and not struggle the day before my exam. I want to tell to my future self to keep working hard and to keep her head up. By the next time we record this video, I want to still have my grades up and make my parents proud. Bye for now!
That's it for Audley. If you want to see more, don't forget to tune in next year to see how her answers change and to see a Secondary 1 student of next year experience this for the first time. And that's it from me. Bye guys!
Now it's time to share on how obsessed we actually are with social media.
No, not really, but when I have nothing to do, I usually find myself scrolling through social media, and that's when I get stuck on it.
Yeah, my screen time for social media was more than 10 hours last week, so yeah.
No, I don't get obsessed with social media because I don't use them a lot.
To be honest, I think I'm very obsessed with social media, but I can try to control the time that I spend on social media because family and friends are way more important to me.
Well, to be honest, I'm obsessed with social media, but I much rather spend time with my family.
I think that at some point everyone is obsessed with social media in their life because it's always there. You use it when you're bored, when you have nothing to do. And so I do consider myself obsessed because I use it all the time because I have nothing better to do.
No, I'm not obsessed with social media since I'm a person who likes going out and talking to people in person instead of going on social media and texting with them.
So I honestly don't consider myself being obsessed with social media. I just think that if I have nothing to do, I'll be scrolling through, let's say, my Instagram or TikTok, but I wouldn't say that I'm on my social media on a daily basis.
No, I'm not, because social media is not my priority, and it's not how you're gonna succeed in life.
No, I'm not obsessed with social media. Obviously I use it, but I try not to use too much because I know that it can do a lot of harm.
I feel like everyone's obsessed to social media at some extent because everyone's on social media 24/7, during class, at home. So yeah, I'd consider myself obsessed to social media.
Okay, well, I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with social media, but I do spend a lot of my time on it, so people might get that confused.
I guess I could say I'm addicted to social media because that's all I do all day, besides homework and eating and sleeping.
Wouldn't say I'm obsessed with social media, but when it comes to TikTok, I often lose track of time.
I wouldn't say obsessed, but yes, I spend a lot of time on it, but I much rather spend it with family or friends.
I wouldn't consider myself obsessed with social media. It's just that it's there and I go on it when I'm bored or anything. I mean, TikTok is, I guess, addictive, you can say, but I guess it's interesting too. But no, I'm not obsessed.
So I'm not as obsessed with social media, but like I use it sometimes, not a lot.
I'm not obsessed with social media because the people who surround me are more important than social media.
Yes, I'm actually really obsessed with social media. I go on there every day for at least 10 hours.
No, not really. Once in a while, like I check, but I'm not obsessed with it.
I'm not at all obsessed with social media. I only have one social media platform and I barely use it. Yeah, I'm not very much into that aspect of a teenager's life, so I might be considered different in that subject.
Yes, because I use it all the time.
It depends, because regular social media, no, but when it comes to TikTok, yes, because it's very addicting.
To be honest, I don't think I'm obsessed with social media. It's just there. When I'm bored, I go on it. I look at everyone's pictures, videos, TikTok, obviously everyone does it, but I don't consider myself as like obsessed.
I'm not obsessed, but I do spend a lot of time on social media.
Not really, I just use it when I'm bored.
No, I don't think I'm obsessed, but when your surrounding is always on social media, it's very tempting and you find yourself at the end like scrolling through TikTok for hours and hours, and then you realize and you're like, oh my god, what am I doing?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm obsessed, but it's definitely a good pastime. Like when I have nothing to do, it makes time pass quicker.
Yes, like any other teenager in this day and age is.
I'm not obsessed with social media. I like to spend time with my family and friends because that's more important than just staying on your phone and doing nothing.
I think that sometimes I can be, like I won't be always on it when I have something else to do, but if I have nothing else to do, I'm going to be on my phone or on TikTok or on Instagram. And it's like I can't do anything if I'm not on my phone.
Time for another commercial break, but first, let's see a social media safety tip.
Hi. Hey. I know where you live. I'm coming for ya.
SHTV!
Armenian business owner looking for free advertisement? SHTV is your best solution. All you have to do is send us a commercial, whether it is a product you're selling or a service you are providing. The commercial can be a quick montage or anything that you wish to make. Make sure to please follow these simple guidelines. Make sure your camera is horizontal and that you are providing the best audio as well as visual quality. Do not hesitate to contact any of these emails if you have any questions. Hope to hear from you soon!
Instagram is an app where you share pictures, videos, and memories to your friends, family, or others like strangers. Just remember there are very dangerous things on social media. For example, there are stalkers, scammers, hackers, cyberbullying, inappropriate posts, and it's associated with anxiety, depression, jealousy, and fear of missing out. Here are some safety tips. Make your account private. Block people you don't know. Don't post anything you're not comfortable with. Report anything you don't like that others say on your page, and don't post anything offensive.
Welcome back to SHTV. Behind me is a little experiment we put on with some mean tweets.
One of the most interesting things about being a teacher is that a lot of people have different opinions about you. Twitter is one of the newest ways that students use to express themselves. Some lucky teachers were selected to participate in a recreation of Jimmy Kimmel's mean tweets. The only thing that they're not aware of is the fact that the mean tweets are actually nice comments. Let's see how they will react.
Monsieur Patrick is the life of the party. He puts the cool in school. Hashtag too cool for school.
She is one of the realest teachers we know. She is very open with us, which we like. Qu'est-ce que je fais?
Monsieur Guillaume has a great sense of humor, always makes us laugh. Hashtag Spider-Man. Nice.
Mr. Shant is one of the few understanding teachers. It shows that he really cares about his students. Oh, that's nice.
Mrs. Langlois speaks better Armenian than most students at Survaga.
Oh, Agnos with people name.
Baron Meher has a contagious smile. Everybody enjoys his classes.
So nervous. Okay. Miss Lara is one of the funnest teachers. Aww. Okay. She has a very creative soul, so her classes are very enjoyable. Thank you. She also has an amazing style. Hashtag c'est quoi aujourd'hui?
Alright. Miss Leah is a very chill teacher. We love how friendly she is with us. We appreciate the fact that she always has a smile on her face and her style is immaculate. Thank you.
Miss Natalie always greets us with a smile. She is very enthusiastic and funny. We love her classes and appreciate her creative projects.
This school year has been mostly online. Here's one of our teachers that did it best, Monsieur Guillaume Lamontagne.
What field did you first decide to learn before becoming a teacher?
Avant d'être enseignant, j'ai voulu être musicien.
What motivated you to work at Sulpago?
Ce qui m'a amené à travailler ici, c'est que moi, je faisais ma maîtrise. Donc, après le baccalauréat, tu as la maîtrise. Puis à ce moment-là, je savais que l'école payait pour la maîtrise. Donc, ça m'a permis de travailler et aussi d'être encore étudiant à l'université.
How did you feel your first day of school as a teacher?
C'était quand même assez spécial parce que vu que l'arménien, c'est la langue maternelle des élèves, ça fait en sorte qu'on se sent un peu étranger au départ parce qu'on ne comprend pas la langue. Il y a beaucoup d'élèves arméniens évidemment, mais les enseignants aussi sont arméniens quand même. Alors, tu te sens un peu étranger dans ta propre province, dans ton propre pays, mais en même temps, ça amène aussi une découverte.
Why did you decide to teach in high school and not in primary school?
Je crois que c'est la patience. Parce que quand on est en première année, deuxième année, c'est pas les mêmes problèmes. Pleurer parce qu'on a volé son coffre à crayon, c'est quelque chose que je ne suis pas capable de gérer en tant que personne.
What do you like most about teaching?
Ce que j'aime le plus, c'est l'attachement. Donc, le fait de créer des liens avec les élèves. Donc, parce que dans un certain sens, c'est quand même un peu une famille. Puis à la fin, quand on se quitte, on a toujours un sentiment de nostalgie.
How do you like teaching at home?
Personnellement, j'aime enseigner à la maison parce que c'est sûr que je peux me lever plus tard. Je peux aussi être avec un café près de moi. Je peux facilement, c'est drôle à dire, mais si j'ai besoin d'aller aux toilettes, ça me prend 30 secondes au lieu d'attendre la pause. Donc ça, c'est quand même quelque chose qui est plus facile à faire à ce moment-là. Donc pour, comment dire, l'accessibilité, c'est plus facile.
Tell us about Italy.
En fait, moi, quand je suis parti, il commençait à avoir des cas de COVID à travers le monde, mais surtout en Chine. Et le deuxième pays qui a été touché, c'était l'Italie. Et l'endroit où il a commencé à avoir des cas, c'était dans le nord de l'Italie, donc dans le coin de plutôt Milan, Venise, là. Pas Rome, parce que Rome, c'est plus au sud. Et nous, on était dans le nord de l'Italie. Donc, la première chose qu'on s'est dit, c'est comment ça se fait qu'après la Chine, le pays où on décide d'aller, c'est l'Italie. Et en plus, c'est dans le nord. Il y aurait beaucoup de choses à dire là-dessus, mais simplement pour résumer que ça a été très stressant parce qu'il fallait se déplacer. Pour ceux qui ne le savent pas, en fait, nous, on s'est réfugiés au Portugal avant d'aller à la maison au Canada. Donc, quand on a su que le gouvernement canadien demandait aux voyageurs de revenir au pays, alors là, on est revenu. Et à ce moment-là, la COVID était dans tous les pays pratiquement. C'était rendu une pandémie.
Mr. Guillaume was a great teacher. I had him for 3 years and he encouraged his students to write better in French and to read better in French and to speak better. And all he wanted was to see his students succeed in life, and that is why we admired him so much.
I think that he explains well, and I think that it's easy to understand what he's teaching us, and if we don't understand, he's going to repeat himself.
Mr. Guillaume is a phenomenal teacher and he explains very well.
He's a great colleague, always ready to make some jokes, poke fun of other teachers, and he's a great person to interact with. We can have great conversations together, and I think he's actually great.
It's time for our last commercial break, but first, let's see another social media safety tip.
Did you actually think a guy would like someone like you? Oh, you do. You're such a loser.
SHTV!
Are you stuck at home with your family and looking for an activity to do?
Well, Badanegan has got you. Badanegan is a non-profit organization selling Gaziantep's puzzles as well as Artsakh flags. All profits from sales are going towards initiatives to support wounded soldiers, families of victims, and to all the displaced families from the recent 44-day war in Artsakh. Visit our page at www.badanegan.ca for more details. Are you an Armenian business owner looking for free advertisement? SHTV is your best solution. All you have to do is send us a commercial, whether it is a product you're selling or a service you are providing. The commercial can be a quick montage or anything that you wish to make. Make sure to please follow these simple guidelines. Make sure your camera is horizontal and that you are providing the best audio as well as visual quality. Do not hesitate to contact any of these emails if you have any questions. Hope to hear from you soon!
SHTV!
There she is.
We found Gali!
Welcome back to SHTV. Now let's hear a message from our principal.
If the past months have shown us anything, it's how important human relations are. And in that way, social media can be a method, a medium to connect people together. Whether it's connecting people from across the planet or in a pandemic, even people who live in the same city. Social media is one sort of form where you can share ideas, get informed, keep yourself busy, and also get inspired. That being said, social media also has an inherent risk, especially when you do not use it safely. One of the things that I encourage parents to do is to check their kids' social media pages often, their messengers, and also the age, because on social media you will find all sorts of information, misinformation as well. And I encourage parents, hence, to always take a look and be proactive when it comes to their child's social media page. But it's not just when you're a kid that social media can be dangerous. There's also a lot of misinformation that circulates on social media. And when we're posting, we also have to think of what the effects of our posts will be in 5, 10, maybe 15 years. I encourage everybody to always take a second or third glance before posting anything, because you never know where that information is going to find itself in the coming years.
That's it for this week's SHTV. Next week, we will dive into Black Lives Matter. Now, let's see some teachers doing TikToks.
If you're feeling like you need a little bit of company, you met me at the perfect time. You want me, I want you, baby.
Ugh, I hate people that work at the bank. Shh, I work at the bank.
He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember. My father told me when I was just a child, these are the nights that never die. My father told me